Hi there. In this episode, I'm going to talk to you about how to work effectively with your editor. Now, if you've ever been tempted to edit your own book to save money or time, my advice to you is simple. Don't do it. Good editing always improves even the best writing. And as the writer, you're far too close to the work to edit it anyway. Now, when I wear my editorial hat, I see myself as the advocate for the reader. So when I don't understand a passage, it's a fair bet that the average reader won't understand it either. Now, when I see that, I don't usually make the fix myself. I talk to the author about it and let them give them some guidance and help them to make the fix. If you've ever hired a developmental editor, you'll get high-level help with the structure and the approach to your book. Now, the form that you get, the form that this help takes, varies from editor to editor. And usually you'll either get a separate report that goes through the book chapter by chapter or maybe even page by page and makes comments for you to think about and possibly adapt and put into your book. Or you might get simply a copy of the manuscript with comments and so forth and questions inserted maybe in a different colour. That's the way I like to do it myself, although occasionally I do a separate report. The first time I got this kind of editing myself for one of my books, I was very nervous. I was handing over my early manuscript and I knew that it needed help. So I was kind of afraid of what I might hear, and I understand how authors feel because of that. I was quite defensive, I have to say, and I tended to argue with the editor. But my advice is don't do that. Don't do what I did. Do not argue with the editor. Instead, have a conversation. If there's something you're not sure about, talk to them about it and find out what they think. But don't be defensive. It's your book, and you can choose to take the editor's suggestions or not. But it does pay to listen to them very carefully. Now, it's only fair to say that this type of editing, developmental editing, isn't always necessary. For example, if you're writing a book on your area of expertise and perhaps you've already written a course about it, it's very easy to mirror the content, the structure of the course into your book and put in a table of contents, and you're pretty much there that you can follow. So you don't always need developmental editing. However, you do need the next phase, which is called content editing. Now, the editor's job here is not to review your structure, but to analyze and pick holes in your sentences and your paragraphs, to make sure that your grammar's correct and that your words flow easily and that they make sense to the reader. As a professional content edit is not optional, it's essential if you're serious about producing the best book that you can. As a reader, I've often been disappointed in self-published books because I can tell that they haven't been properly edited. And if you look at some of the reviews on Amazon, you'll quite often see people will say, this book needs to be edited, or this book is full of grammatical errors or typos, and they give them a 1-star review. You don't want that to happen to you, and I don't want that to happen to you either. So the answer to that is the content edit. And I'm confident in my advice to you to never publish your book without using the services of a professional content editor. The result will be a much better book.